Guys, please do subscribe to our channel and support us. Have you ever had one of those days where you wake up tired and somehow go to bed even more exhausted? Not because you ran a marathon, not because you worked 12 hours straight, but because everything just feels heavy, even the smallest things. Getting out of bed, replying to a message, doing something you used to enjoy. And then that voice creeps in. Maybe I'm just being lazy. But what if that's not the truth? What if what you're feeling isn't laziness at all? What if it's something deeper? Something millions of people silently struggle with every single day. Because here's the reality. Many people confuse burnout with laziness. And that misunderstanding? It can be dangerous. According to studies, a huge percentage of adults in the US have experienced symptoms of burnout at some point in their lives. Yet most of them never realize what's actually happening to them. They just blame themselves. They call themselves unproductive, unmotivated, undisciplined. But burnout doesn't look like weakness. It looks like exhaustion that never goes away. So in this video, we're going to talk about the real signs that what you're experiencing might not be laziness, but burnout. And once you understand the difference, everything starts to make sense. Let's start with the first sign. You feel disconnected, not just from people, but from yourself. It's like you're going through life on autopilot. You wake up, you do what you have to do, you go back to bed, repeat, but you're not really there. It's like watching your own life from the outside. Things that used to matter don't feel the same anymore. Conversations feel forced. Moments feel empty. And no matter what you do, you can't seem to snap out of it. This isn't just being tired. This is emotional detachment. And for many people experiencing burnout, this is one of the first signs. Now here's something that might hit even harder. You weren't always like this. Think back for a moment. There was a time when you had energy, when you had goals, when you actually wanted to do things. You showed up, you tried, you cared. So what changed? Because laziness doesn't suddenly appear overnight. But burnout does. It builds slowly, quietly, until one day, you don't recognize yourself anymore. You go from being motivated to just trying to get through the day. And that shift, that's not your personality failing you. That's exhaustion catching up with you. Now let's talk about something even more painful. You've lost interest in things you once loved. Maybe it was a hobby, a passion, a dream you used to be excited about. And now, it feels like a chore, something you avoid, something you can't even bring yourself to care about anymore. And that's confusing, right? Because deep down, you know you used to love it, but now it just feels empty. This is one of the clearest signs of burnout. Because burnout doesn't just drain your energy. It drains your joy. It takes the things that once made you feel alive and turns them into things that feel overwhelming. And that can be incredibly frustrating. Now here's a sign most people don't even realize is connected. You've become more irritable. Small things annoy you. People frustrate you faster than before. Your patience feels shorter. And sometimes, you don't even know why. You might snap at someone you care about, or feel overwhelmed by things that never used to bother you. And afterward, you feel guilty. You think, why am I acting like this? But here's what's really happening. When your mind and body are exhausted, your emotional tolerance drops. You don't have the energy to process things calmly anymore. So everything feels bigger, louder, harder. And that doesn't mean you've changed as a person. It means you're overwhelmed. Now here's a sign that's easy to ignore, but incredibly important. You've started neglecting yourself. And I don't just mean big things. I mean the small, everyday habits that used to be automatic. Eating properly, sleeping on time, taking care of your appearance, checking in with people you care about. Lately, those things feel like effort. Even basic self-care can feel exhausting. You might find yourself skipping meals, or overeating, staying up late, or sleeping way too much, avoiding people, even the ones you love. And the strange part? You notice it. You know something is off, but you don't have the energy to fix it. That's what burnout does. It slowly pulls you away from yourself, until one day, you realize you've been surviving, not living. Now here's something that might change how you see everything. Burnout doesn't happen overnight. It builds in stages. At first, everything feels exciting. You're motivated, driven, maybe even pushing yourself harder than usual. This is what many people call the honeymoon phase. You're full of energy, taking on more, doing more, believing you can handle it all. Then comes the stress. Deadlines pile up. Expectations grow. Pressure increases. You start feeling it. But you keep going. Because that's what we're taught to do, right? Push through. Work harder. Don't stop. But your body keeps score. And eventually, that stress becomes chronic. You're constantly tired, constantly overwhelmed, constantly trying to catch up. And then, you hit the wall. This is burnout, where everything feels too much, where even simple tasks feel impossible, where motivation disappears and exhaustion takes over. And if it continues long enough, it becomes your normal. You wake up tired. You live tired. You go to sleep tired, day after day. And that's the most dangerous part. Because when something painful becomes familiar, you stop questioning it. You start thinking, this is just who I am now. But it's not. This is where I need you to really listen. You are not lazy. You are not broken. And you are definitely not alone. What you're feeling is a response. A response to too much stress, too much pressure, and not enough recovery. And your mind and body are trying to tell you something. Not by shouting, but by slowing you down. By forcing you to pause. Because sometimes, burnout isn't your body failing you. It's your body protecting you. Now here's the question. What do you do with that? The first step is awareness. Just recognizing that this might be burnout, not laziness, is powerful. Because once you stop blaming yourself, you can start understanding yourself. The second step? Give yourself permission to rest. Not lazy rest. Not guilty rest. Real rest. The kind where you're not constantly thinking about what you should be doing. The third step? Reach out. Talk to someone. A friend. A therapist. Someone who will listen without judgment. Because burnout thrives in silence. And healing begins when you're heard. And finally, be patient with yourself. You didn't get here overnight. You won't recover overnight either. But step by step, moment by moment, you can find your way back. Back to your energy. Back to your passion. Back to yourself. So if this video resonated with you, take a moment, breathe, and remind yourself you're doing the best you can. And that's enough for today. If this helped you feel seen, understood, or even a little less alone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, have you been feeling like this lately? Or did you realize it's not laziness after all? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching.